Hey guys, this is Brent with Western Equipment, and today we're here with one of our good customers, Kenton. We're going to be talking a little bit about ready to run inspections, which are going to be the inspections on our equipment that we do at that time of year to keep preventative maintenance up. So Kenton, first off, how long have you been a customer of Western Equipment?
My family, going back to my grandpa and my father, we have been a customer with Western Equipment since the beginning. Since a couple stores merged, the old Deere and Lorenz, when they merged, we were customers actually of Deere and Lorenz, did business with both those dealerships, and then they merged. So we have been dealing with Western Equipment ever since the get-go.
Great. So being that you have been customers that long, it's probably fair to say that you know a little bit about the ready to run, which in prior years was the green light inspection, correct?
That's right. Right.
Would you say, have you guys partaken in those, and if so, for how long?
We have, Brent. To start off, I think the very first piece of equipment we sent through the Ready to Run program was an old articulated four-wheel drive tractor.
Okay.
So we sent that through. They found a few things to work on, and then we realized, with the dollars that are on the line at harvest and things like that, we got to the point, and then since my dad passed away about 11 years ago, I guess it is, I have tried to send in a combine every year. So after harvest, I try to send in my combine every year for the Green Light Ready to Run program.
Gotcha. Okay, so from that, being that you've done that for so many years, how does the process work? I mean, I know we bring the equipment in and we do the inspection, but once that's all taking place, what's kind of the process? Are we in touch with you, or how is
the process? Really starts after harvest. The repair, the person in charge of it will call me and say, hey, are you done with harvest? Can we come pick up your combine? And then a lot of times will drive in my combine, or they'll send a truck to get it.
Sure.
Just depends if I want to pay the freight and that type of thing. But a lot of times with your specials, the freight is included. It's free. So free freight, that's a big incentive, and if that's the case, there's no need driving it in, obviously. So it starts there, and I will get the machine to them, either drive it in or usually have them haul it in. And then after it's been there for several days, a week or whatever, and they've had time to bring it in the shop and go through it, I'll have a specific mechanic. I usually have the same mechanic work on my combine. He'll call me and he'll say, hey Kenton, we have a list of things. Could you come in and we'll walk around the machine with you and point some things out. And a lot of times, if it's major things, I like to come in and physically look at it, get my eyes on the problem, and he'll walk around the machine and point out things. If it's not too big of things, if it's just minor, he'll just go over it on the phone. So that's after they've had time to go through it and do their inspections, they'll get a hold of me and have a list of things that need to be repaired.
Sure. So from that list, is there any way, or I'm sure there is, a type of way that you gauge what needs to be worked on, or is there a specific order, or how does...
What I deem the most top priority would be the things that I cannot get to easily on the machine during harvest.
Right.
So anything internal, any kind of internal bearings, anything to do with a thrashing that looks like, boy, that's really critical, that's going to cause some big issues. That's just an automatic fix for me.
So from that, you're saying that this inspection is not just on the outside; it's internal. It's internal all the way through the guts of the machine, everything. Okay.
That's exactly right.
Great.
So anything for me that's going to be a huge problem, or that I just cannot, I don't have the ability to fix. There's a lot of things on these machines that I just cannot fix, and so that I need to get that taken care of. Some of the outer things, the things like belts that are cracked, or on a header, sickle sections, things like that, changing oils, things that I can do myself, I'll take care of.
Sure.
But even then, it's a timely thing. If I'm like, I don't have time to go through this, I'll just have them take care of all of it. So each year is different.
Right. Okay.
I will go through that list and deem what is most important, what's most imperative to get fixed, and usually I will go with their recommendations on majority of the repairs.
Right. So when we're talking dollars and cents, some years maybe the inspection comes out and it's several thousand, and then some years maybe it's just a few hundred, and then you can make your decision based on how crucial that piece is, right?
And yes, and obviously the amount of repairs, it depends on how many acres that machine has gone through that year, how many bushels, how many pounds of cotton it's harvested, and that will determine what kind of repair bill you're looking at then.
Right.
But also another thing, what I go by with the ready to run or the green light inspection is specific wear items. I want that item to last me 2 years.
Right.
So yes, I want it to last through this harvest, but I also want it to last through another one.
Sure.
So if something needs to be repaired, I will ask the mechanic. I'll say, hey, if this was yours, what would you do? And will this wear item, will it last 2 years? And so that's my rule of thumb.
Right. Well, I think that's definitely a great way to look at it. From doing these and from taking advantage of those steps to have that preventative maintenance and to make sure these machines are up and running, would you say that there's any type of success stories maybe, or maybe in the years that you've been doing this, say since the early 2000s, so the past 17, 18 years, would you say that these inspections have saved you time and money? Is there any specific instances that you can think of maybe that it's been a success for you?
I think they have, Brent. For one thing, we just never know what breakdown would have happened if we would not have taken this machine in and had the inspection done and the repairs done. So that's something we just don't know. But we got our first John Deere combine in 2000. That's when they came out with the STS model, and we got one in 2000. And so from 2000 and now this is 2018, there have been 2 instances when there have been breakdowns during harvest that I could not repair myself. So they had to come out. And so one of those success stories would be, and it was on the header, it wasn't even the machine itself. I had a bearing go out on a header, and the reel, it dropped, and it was a major deal. I could tell it was going to be more than what I could take care of that evening. I mean, it was a major breakdown. And so since I've been doing the ready to run inspections, the green light inspections, I called the foreman there at the shop and I said, hey, I've got a major breakdown. They said, okay, don't worry about it. I brought my header in to the shop to get repaired, and they had a header ready for me that I could take back with me that night. So I brought my header in to get repaired, took a header back with me that night, put it on the combine, and so by that evening we were running again. And that header, they worked on it the next day or two, got it fixed. But during that time while they were repairing my header, because I had been a loyal customer in the past and taken these programs, they had a header that I could use during that time, and so that helped me tremendously.
Right, and probably to say also that being as that machine had been in the shop and that header, they had known the history of that header, known the machine, so that made it that much easier to fixtures to get it ready to get it back in the field. Being as why they'd have the confidence maybe to loan you that piece of equipment. So
that's right, because I'd been doing business with them over the years. They knew the history of that combine, they knew the history of that header. They were willing to work with me, and it helped me out a lot that harvest to not be down those 2 days.
Right. So kind of in closing, it'd be fair to say that you're definitely a fan of these ready to run inspections, and you definitely see a need and it makes your operation more profitable. I mean, is it probably fair to say?
Probably, Brent. One of the reasons why I like the ready to run inspection so much is because new equipment is not at a price point that I can see it cash flowing real well right now with the price of wheat, with the price of the other commodities. And so until we get to where those commodities are more profitable, my equipment is getting older each year. So because the equipment is getting older each year, then it is actually more imperative each year to have the repairs done. I do not want to be broke down during harvest, and since the equipment is not new, it's not in warranty, those wear items, I get those taken care of each year because the equipment has more hours on it. And so I try to keep things in the shed, in good running, maintained order, but part of that is the inspection process. Because of that, they're getting older, the machines.
Sure. Well, Ken, we want to thank you so much for spending this time with us today, and also like to tell you that your next inspection is on us.
Thank you.
So,
I appreciate it.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you, and we'll see you next time.